Yo, 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 Vader Games in the building. You know what it is. Vader Games TV. I got caught up in the what used to be the outro, used as an intro. Let me know what y'all think, because I know sometimes y'all tune out before you see it. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. This is Why Always Me. Episode 127. Episode 127. We got a lot to discuss. You see, if you're new, if you've been here before, you know what it is. Topics all right here. What we're going to be addressing: Haaland's 100 goals, Foden 5 goals in 5 games. We're going to talk about the next gen, the next upcoming, the group of players that are going to take us where we need to go. Hey, the discussion, the conversation, attack versus defense. Ooh, let's have it. Let's get into it. And then also the reality of no Rodri, the possibility or dealing with that. We're going to discuss that. And I have to say, thank you. Good looking out. Arsenal. Thank you, Arsenal. We're going to talk about that performance as well as Liverpool. I mean, all clubs before a ball was kicked in a transfer window all decided Arsenal better than City. Liverpool better than City. We got to discuss all those teams. Chelsea better than City. We will discuss it. And we got some time. If time permits, we got a little bit of chat, a little bit of Q&A. What I like to do each and every time, first things first, my peoples come first. My people, those that are no longer here, those that are here, always thought of and remembered. And more importantly, let me shout out to my old neighbor while living in Whitby. Father passed away. Thoughts are with you. Thoughts are with you. Now, we've got a lot to discuss. Got a lot to discuss. Let me know in the comments what's going on. And what I like to do when you're first in the comments, I discuss it. I have to shout you out. And in today's show, I'm seeing a level of consistency. I'm seeing a level of consistency with regards to first in the building, with regards to the chat. And my guy Sam is in the building. Yo, big up Vader, the Terminator. No doubt. I got to do what I got to do. Listen, when I feature on some shows, I got to represent. And speaking of representing, I have to, let me give a really brief call out with regards to representing, because it's treacherous. It's treacherous out there. It's tough in those streets. And I hope all of you in the comments show love and support when you see others like me trying to do their thing on some of these 1v5, 1v6 shows. Got to shout out my guy Patrick when he's on these panel shows. Got to shout out my guy Patrick, true City fan. Got to shout out my man Martin Mancunier when he's out on these shows. He's got to deal with some of the panels and deal with the heavy agendas. Got to also shout out LB doing his thing. You know what I mean? Doesn't hold any punches. He's ready, quick. And I'm gonna get to a theme here when I talk about the shout outs. Gotta shout out Big Steve, obviously represented on one of the biggest shows. Everyone knows about the Big Six, but how he represents, no doubt, no question. And then he's not named the professor for no reason. Gotta shout out the battles that he has with regards to the Professor Hamza, all represented on some of these panels. And then if I'm missing anyone, I don't mean to, but from a panel standpoint, and shout out to Kels. Kels is doing her thing as well, being on the panels, trying to deal with everything. But listen, there's a reason. There's a reason why when I think of some of these shows, yes, I'm a City fan, but when I tune in, when I think of the entertainment, when I think of how to represent, and this is why I try to raise my level when I can, and shout out to the name Terminator, but I see the examples of those that just mentioned, and I want to keep that Manchester City quality up there. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. Let me know if there's opportunities on things that I can do to improve, but that's where we're at with regards to this. Clutch in the building. You know what it is. What up, Vader? Trevor, I see you. Apologies for being late. Let me also say that had to deal with a few things. Like I said, I slipped this in within the workday, and the workday doesn't always allow. What's up, Vader? Digging the consistency. I'm trying. I got to pick those spots when I can. I see you. Listen, Darsh, you know what it is. Yes, everyone smash the likes button. Subscribe if you haven't. First time here. Much appreciated. And again, I apologize for the lateness. But good things come to those who wait. And we're going to be discussing all of this just now. Good looking out. I see you. Am I missing any? I'll let you guys know they were about to go live. Let me know if you like to switch up with regards to the outro being the intro. Sam goes, nah, can we talk about the Brentford didn't even show up against Arsenal? That's most recent. It's most recent. It's something we're gonna have to discuss. We're gonna have to discuss. And listen, everything shuts down. Everything shuts down. Everything got to take a moment of pause. Let me shout out my gal. Let me shout out my gal each and every time when we want to talk about consistency, the support from Rose. Hey Vader, there's so much to be grateful for as a Manchester City. There's more positive than negatives. Absolutely. There's so much for us to look at and be like, okay, yeah, it's not perfect. It's not the most confidence we can kind of have, but at the same time, we're looking a lot better than others. A lot better than others. And my LFC, I see you. I see you. Big up, Vader. Hope all is well. Hope's all well with you too. I see you in the chat. Good looking out with the support. All right, let's get this popping. Thank you. Had to make sure I show love to those showing love to me. And here we go. If you haven't hit that like button, I don't even have the studio up. I did. On the thumbnail, I think you saw it. I had the image up. I had to switch some things around. But City's next gen of winners. Okay. I had full time the team that won. It was an embrace, all right? All the teams were embrace and showing how hard they had to fight for that 5-4 win. But the next gen is where we're going to get into later on the show. Stick around. Let's have the conversation. Now, let me get this going proper. Let me stay on point. And I am working on a micro script to be able to make this seamless. Start the clock. Do that. Vader games. All right. We've discussed this a few times in terms of how great Haaland is. And sometimes we get a little lazy with just saying it, seeing him score the goals that he does, seeing the consecutive game streak of goal scoring. But when you take a step back and you look at what has he done in his short amount of time here, right? First year, broke the goal scoring record. Helped us win a treble. Next year, 4-peat. Both those years, golden boot for the Prem, right? Golden boot. Third season, mad fell off to his standards, right? We're inconsistent. And now we come to this season. In 4 seasons, right? In 4 seasons, he's already scored 100 goals for Manchester City in the Prem. He's already done that in 111 games. And I got corrected because I thought Alan Shearer did it in 130. Apparently, Alan Shearer did it in like 124. So, and we know, and some of us may not know, but Alan Shearer was scoring goals like that. He was proficient. He was quality. He's the GOAT. Goal scoring wise, you got to respect that. What Haaland is doing is phenomenal. And when we look at players having their choice of going anywhere and him making the choice to come to City, can one argue that he should have went anywhere else? Could one argue? No. Haaland needs to be praised, needs to be admired for how great he is goal scoring wise. And it's not just that he's doing this season, right? Everyone's gonna magnify and put a focus on how he's goal scoring, but he's showing how he's improving as a player game after game, year after year. And he does have a YouTube channel. I think he record subs and views and all that kind of stuff. But it's great behind the scenes to show how dedicated and how serious he is and how much he knows what he needs to do to be successful for himself and the club. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. The 100 goals could have even happened sooner. Let's be honest. If we're gonna be real, I think he was pressing a little bit. I think he was pressing knowing that 100th goal was right there, right? And he could have had it even sooner. The goals that he scored versus, and we're going to discuss it somewhat, the goals that he scored versus Fulham, or the goals that he should have scored versus Fulham, or could have scored versus Fulham, could have been a hat trick. So his record night in terms of 100 goals could have also been on the top of a hat trick. That's how great he is. That's how nice he is. Let me catch up with the comments. Clutch. Vader, don't you want the 100 goals signed shirt from Haaland? I would love a signed shirt of Haaland and the 100 goals. Let me If I could, if I could, this is authentic. This is authentic. I got to make that disclaimer now. No shade, no shots, but this is authentic. I know there's other options out there for you to get your kits or jerseys, but this is authentic. If Haaland could sign this, and if he could, I'd have him sign it like right under the badge. That's where it'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. Awesome season. And if he could couple the 100 goals and what he's done on top of something special with regards to this season, and I know some of us think something special is going to happen, absolutely great. Listen, Clutch, let me also point out, Clutch Clips, your logo's on point. I see what you did there. Quality, I see it. Those assists though, Vader, especially for Foden's goal, Trevor, Haaland showing levels, not just a goal scorer. I think that when you look at how he's improved with his aerial attacks, how he's improved with his physicality, dominating, helping with the build-up, slipping in those passes, because again, he draws so much attention, right? Everyone's focused on him. 1 or 2, sometimes 3 center backs are all dialed in, or 2 center backs in a midfielder. Or if he's able to show and still slip those passes in, absolutely phenomenal. Rose to Clutch goes, it's rewarding to be positive. It eliminates the negative always. It's more difficult to be positive than it is negative. It is more of a challenge to see the benefits of things or see improvements in things than it is to be doom and gloom. Creation is always more difficult than destruction. Clutch in the building. Now, we're staying on point. I'm keeping this clean today. I got to keep this clean today because, as you know, I'm making this work within a day. So let me do this. Let me do that. Where am I? We're going to reset. Start it. Vader games. Phil Foden. I can't help but smile when I got to talk about this. I can't. Let me take a water so I can have some composure. That's what Pep does when he's a little stressed. Let me drink some water. Let me calm down. Foden. Our guy is back without a doubt. He's back without a doubt. I came across, I think it was a Prem featured YouTube video where they were doing something with regards to a breakdown of Pep and Foden and what Foden did 2 seasons ago when he obviously had Player of the Season, and then discuss even some of the drop off with regards to last season, and then even magnifying or putting into focus what we're seeing Foden this year. The player is back. Fox in the building, good looking out. Oh, what is going on here? Fox, I see you, good looking out. The thing is, Blue, I see you as well. Y'all represented, much appreciated. Foden is back, and in a different way, and in a way that it's been a build up. It's been a build up season after season. We've seen him play right wing, left wing, false 9, play in the 8, play in the 10. He's trusted to do so much, and he was kind of given opportunities to do it here and there throughout the years. Pep's seen more and more, hey, I give you this. Oh, you were successful with it. Oh, I gave you this. Oh, you excelled at this. Oh, I gave you this, a little bit of a challenge. Let's scale this. Let's tweak this a little bit. We know Foden can be nice. We know Foden can be great. You don't win Player of the Year for no reason. You don't just look at GA. You look at how he has an impact within the game, where he occupies space, the decisions that he makes that sometimes don't directly relate to a goal or an assist, but it's a couple plays off of that. Such an amazing game. I like that we've got him healthy. And when I say healthy, I'm speaking physically and I'm thinking mentally, because that's important. But Foden's quality cannot be ignored. And I've said this, and I'm a fight if I get pushed too much. But I'm not, and I always chuckle. Sometimes I'll repost, sometimes I'll like, but you know, on the Twitter X app, they'll often do the comparison, goals, whatever, contributions, trophy, whatever. I'll like a few, I'll repost a few, I kind of get into it, but I will not initiate that kind of talk. I think we need to kind of really put that to bed. Let's not get dragged into those convos either, chat. Let's let them bring it up. If they bring it up, we got the ammo to be like, shut it down, stop, don't compare. But if it comes down to us throwing jabs, we don't need to do that. Phil is that guy, and we're going to need him. We're going to need him right now, just off of the run, because there's no question here. 5 goals in 5 games. He's been back for a while now, but we know that some don't want to have the conversation about Foden being back until there's the goals to put aside, right? We've simplified football talk, unfortunately, to goals and assists, right? We see that Foden is tremendous quality. Let me go to the comments, because you guys, I know like me, you guys are happy to see Foden back. And you know how I titled this show with regards to the next gen, and we're going to get into the players that are going to be part of that next gen. Let me see where we're at. Blue in the building. We're living the Phil Walter era. Listen, Foden's too nice. He's too nice. He's too nice with the things that he does with tremendous quality and precision. And I'm going to say this, and I don't want to spoil it, but him and Shirky in warm-up, I'm going to watch that all day. I'm a little tricks, little quality on the ball manipulation, body control. I love seeing it. And then for them to both be in attack mode, both be in their bag, to be like, okay, we're going to progress the game. We're going to entertain you as well, and we're going to show our skill set. That's football. That's pep ball. That's what it is. Phil has always made us smile. Facts. Can't believe people are asking for him to be sold last season. Unfortunately, I can believe it. I've been seeing a madness in our fan base. I can see it. And I do it all the time. It's booze every time. But I'm seeing a lot of odd things in the fan base. Phil is the future, no doubt. What do you do? They know about Listen, this title race conversation we're gonna get into. Phil knows a race. Phil knows what it takes. He doesn't win. He's not a part of the amount of title races. He's not a part of being important to those races without knowing a little bit about it. And I used this analogy a while ago. Foden now he's got the run of the house. He's got the run of the house. All the older brothers have kind of left, right? He was getting there. He's getting on the pitch. He was contributing when the older brothers were here, but now the older brothers are gone. Now it's his house to run. He's got to take care of mom and dad. He's got to take care of Manchester City, and you're seeing what he's doing. Quality. Clutch goes breaking. Phil is ready to commit his future to Manchester City on a contract for life, keeping him at the Etihad for the rest of his career. Manchester City are now progressing in the contract. That is so nice to hear. That is so nice to hear. I have to say, we know that the contract talks and contract announcements need to happen at certain times, right? We know the PR game. We know the media game. You don't want stuff like that to kind of come out during a bad run or maybe poor form or controversy. Well deserved. I'm with you. Clutch, good looking out. Breaking news. I'm with it. Anyone in the chat with regards to that, we're all going to be respectful. No fake news. No trying to catch me out there. Clutch coming through clutch. Foden might rival Petty. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. And Spartacus will entertain it with more evidence. Sam, he'll entertain it with more evidence. I know you meant Petry. What's Clutch also saying? Talks with Foden, who has never even considered a career path away from Etihad. I don't think he should. When you think about what he's seen while being here, what he's been able to accomplish, and then also he's in the locker rooms. He's talked with the players that have come elsewhere. And also, let's also remember Ilkay Gundogan, who left and came back. So I think Phil knows, and many players. Riyad Mahrez said there's no place better than City. Foden, Haaland, and let me get into the next convo. You guys are on point with the comments. I absolutely agree with Erling. Already here, this is huge. To be tied down till 2034. Listen, I love it. And you know what? Career-wise, Foden, brilliant. Because there's also, and this is the thing that's hurting Pep. This is the thing that's hurting Pep with regards to the Prem, right? Pep didn't come here in early days, like the run that or not early days, but the run that he's compared to is Sir Alex Ferguson, right? United fans are quick to say Pep isn't as great as Sir Alex Ferguson, and they want to throw all these things out. Look at what Ferguson had to do over the years. But a lot of that is because of longevity. Foden, academy coming through City, and if he remains here, I was saying even if he were to remain here for another 4 years, but if we're looking for like that type of lockdown, because he's 25 now. If you look at this player getting into the latter stages of his career and he's remaining here at City, the milestones he's going to break. Like we just celebrated what Haaland did in only 4 years. Imagine Foden. Let's get it. All right, let me put a star there so I can keep on point with the comments. All right, we're moving this. We're starting the clock. Let's go. Vader games. Let's go. Doku. Shirky. Reinders. Nico G. O'Reilly. 5 players. 5 players. All looking very good this season. 5 players all looking very good this season. Many will kind of question and say we need to see more from Shirky and Reinders. Okay, I get all that. We need to see a little more from Marmoush. Marmoush is another player, should be included. But let me focus on this 5. They're the next up. They're the next up in terms of they could be anchors in their own position, in their own way. Guaranteed, or when we think of Manchester City, when we think of starting 11, those could be the guys. All right? Now, I know we need to see more, but when I think of Reinders, obviously I think that he is not the done deal. Not that he can't learn from Pep, not that he can't learn and improve, but what we think of Reinders could put in a shift, could put in those ghosts into the 18-yard box games and getting goals like our man Ilkay Gundogan got. We want to talk about looking up for the pass, being creative, right? Passes coming out of nowhere. I'm not saying that he's going to be the next KDB, but when we need a creative player, when we need a player that can manipulate angles and get some passes to a Foden, like we saw that late winner versus Leeds, or if we look at slipping in some passes like we've seen for Haaland, we're seeing how the club are looking to get these players. The club's looking to get these players to make a difference. Now, we will never find another Rodri, but we do need to find a player that can put in the work like a Rodri, that can put in the shift and play that 6. Converting Nico G, who's an 8 into a 6, is looking to pay off dividends. Everybody was crashing in on him, saying that he may not be the quality enough. Why isn't Pep playing him when Pep needed to coach him up? Pep needed to train him up. The next up, we're seeing it. O'Reilly, academy, played in the midfield. Ask. Maybe stumbled upon, how the Pep haters want to say, stumbled upon at left back. Look at what he's doing for us. Look at his versatility. If he can be one of those consistent, because we know how much Pep loves putting midfielders at left back, right? We know how Pep loves to do that. O'Reilly has a chance with regards to the next up players to be there. And then Doku, who was written off in his 2nd year. We all look terrible. Manchester City we all look terrible. Even I'm going to talk about our fan base. Our fan base looked terrible. Some of us, not all of us. Rose, that was not directed at you. Many of you in the chat, that was not directed at you. But we looked terrible last season. And many want to write off Doku. Look at what Doku's doing right now. Look at what Doku's doing right now. And when you see on how the versatility or how the trust is, hey, I'm going to ask you to do more. I need you a little more central. I need you to actually, and I know you're being accountable because you said it, I need to do more G and A, right? You need to have more of the output, the stats. Doku's recognized that, but him central, Foden central, Haaland up top, Shirky somewhere in that mix where he's going to be in combination, maybe within the midfield. Can we also keep that complemented with a Reinders and a Nico G? We are seeing the potential. I think we're seeing the next gen of winners, but to be the next gen of winners, you gotta win and you gotta lose. You know, some of the most adamant, the most determined winners are the ones that suffered losses and don't want to feel that again. Hate that feeling. Now, when my numbers get up, and thank you to each and every one of you in the chat right now. Hopefully the likes are matching those that are watching right now. But thank you to each and every one of you. When I hit a certain milestone, for me, I've earmarked it 5K. When I hit 5K with the rest of Vader, and want to talk about behind the scenes, some of the members or some of the extra added, I will share obviously more of myself from a personal standpoint. The reason why I have these takes, the reason why I have these perspectives, I think if you knew more of what my past was, you'd be like, I get it. I get why Vader's like this. I get why Vader talks this way. I get why Vader has this type of attitude. But I know you gotta suffer with some of these losses to really appreciate and always want wins and never to have these losses again. I'm gonna share a little more of that as we get on, but I think we're building there. Pep's got to get these guys to win trophies. He's got to get these guys to win tough games. He's got to get these guys to play uncomfortably sometimes, to be asked to do things that isn't necessarily the absolute best for them. There's going to be suffering within games. Some moments you're like let me use an example. If you're an attacking player, sometimes you're going to be put in situations attacking wise where you feel comfortable. Oh, this is what you got. You're in your bag. And then at the same time, you're going to be challenged to do something defensively that isn't the most natural thing for you. Isn't something that you probably enjoy to do. But to be the best footballer, to be the best for the team, you got to put it in. Right? Now, in a scope of an 11, obviously not everyone can be 9s. They're numbered positions for a reason. And responsibilities by position is very different. Right? I'm not going to expect a center back to be tracking up and down the pitch like I would a midfielder. I would not put a demand in terms of having to score on a center back the way I would on a striker. There's certain things that you're putting different responsibilities, or you're weighing things differently. I think Pep's getting all of these players to realize, hey, this is your role. This is how you get the best out of yourself and for the club. The next up, tremendous potential. When many want to bash and say, look at our transfer windows, look at the decisions we've made. Okay, if you're only going to look at transfers, yeah, you got it. But look at the decisions that they made, even with regards to the academy. Not every club gets it right. That's why when we look, and I'm not going to take any shots unnecessarily right now, but we look at other clubs that have done their transfer windows and have gotten things wrong. We're no different. We just need to accept mistake, move on, improvement, or give this player some time. I know I'm far behind on the comments. I know. I know I'm way behind on comments. Sam, I'm going to read the last one first and then try to track back up. Hope everyone has hit the like button when y'all come in. Please, I hope you're all doing it. I hope you're all doing a good looking out, Sam, with reminding everybody in the building. We do need to play Marmoush. We do need to play Kosanov. I agree. And I think there's going to be no doubt that we're going to see those players play in the upcoming games. I have no doubt. I'll ask this. Has Nico O'Reilly put a foot wrong? Because I don't find a single game where he looked poor. And that's a sign of a top player. Darsh, I'm in agreement. For a player that's playing out of position, he's looked really good. I'm going to keep track on the topics as well, so I know my time's up. But he has looked good. I will say this, and this is a little bit of being a little cheeky here. But remember there was a spell. I wish I remembered the game. Was it Spurs? Maybe it was a Brighton game, I think. But there was a spell where he kept throwing, his throw-ins kept not coming into play. You guys remember that? Like Nico, it seemed like Nico was never responsible for the throw-ins, maybe playing attacking mid or whatever, but his his throws weren't going into play. I don't know if you remember that, or maybe it's just me. Maybe I deserve some boost for that. Maybe I deserve some boost for that. I need to bring that up. Let me see what we're saying here. Pep has to figure out how to balance between possession and transition styles. True. And not only that, it's reading of the game. Now, I'm curious. I'm really curious, Sam, with regards to this. Can the players hear him? Actually, well, we know we can hear him because we remember that famous KDB telling Pep to shut up, right? But I wonder if they can hear whether, guys, yeah, this is the time, go. This is the time to go. I see the opposition out of position. We got a chance. Let's go. Or if it's something purely on the players to decide and to kind of see. Because I think a lot of it depends on player positioning, who's on the ball, how the other team are looking to press us or not. Shirky, Doku, and O'Reilly are doing well so far. However, on Reinders, you can see he suits possession-based systems, not an athletic type of style. Play transition, football, he'll be less active. I'm with you on that one, but I think he can get there. I think Reinders can get there with the pace of the game. I think he can get there with the pace of the Prem. And if it is going to be a physical in terms of pace, in terms of getting up and down the pitch, yeah, the physicality, getting in there, whether it's, putting in a tackle, playing off, and having to use his body, that's another thing he'll have to improve. We're seeing it. We saw that we're seeing it over there with regards to 0013, right? So 013 Verts, he's had to get that physicality and get the pace of the game to get up to speed, and I think that'll happen with Reinders. I think we'll get there. Especially Doku, bro, rated, but he took it up a level. He did take it up a level. He got crushed. To say he's a chicken with his head cut off out there. All he does is you can get by his player. Where's his end product? See what happens when you give a player time. All right, let's keep this popping.
Vader games.
I've been noticing, I don't know if you all agree, I'm going to keep up with the chat on this one because I think you guys are going to have some interesting takes on it. I haven't geeked out. I haven't gone to the numbers yet. I haven't. But there's a lot of conversation about attack versus defense. What wins the league? All right? I'm not going to be so silly as to say you need to have the best defense to win the league. Like the best defense always wins the leagues. I don't think you can also go so far to say you have to have the best attack to always win the league. But for the most part, you got to be able to create goals. You got to be able to create more opportunities than your opposition, right? And I think from an attack standpoint, the reason why Pep has emphasized our attacking play, our position play, is because if we have the ball, the opposition don't have the ball. If we have the ball, you got to come and get the ball off us to get a chance to score. So, listen, I'm a nerd out on this one. I should have done my homework, but I wanted to kind of have the conversation because I saw it briefly, and I think it's been really lazy to say, you know what, Arsenal are going to run away with this because their defense is so good. I think it might have been Spartacus. I think it was also said in this chat. Apologies if I'm not remembering who said it in the chat, but the reason why Arsenal have had those not looking too good scoring wise, and yes, they do get their goals from set pieces, right? Corners, credit to them. But when you have such a defensive minded mentality, I think it does hamper you. I think it does hinder you in terms of attack. We are kind of like the opposite, where maybe because we're so comfortable in possession, we're so comfortable in, like, hey, we're going to be transitioning into attack, that we leave ourselves vulnerable if we happen to do lose the ball, or we happen to be pressed a little bit to try and get a score against us, that we don't react well. But I think for the large part, teams that are going to be fearful of our attack, teams that have to know that that team coming into your grounds or you coming into our grounds, and it's going to be one of the most best attacking possession teams, takes you more out of your comfort zone. I think we've got the right balance. We got the right balance as of, not as of late. Not as of late. We are in very good form. The surrendering of 4 goals, that's a blip. That's a blip. That's an anomaly. That's an outlier. But I think for the most part, it's the open play, creative creation that's going to be winning us this league. And we've just got to fix up a little bit defensively. We don't need to be the best defensively, but we got to fix up. We got to fix up, especially. Let me see what y'all are saying. Yeah, Spartacus gave stats proving that attacks wins titles, not defense anymore. Spartacus, good looking out. I'm gonna make sure that those numbers get talked about, maybe in greater detail, on one of the shows on Vader Games TV the next time I link up with him. Prime City dominate possession and score a lot of goals, leading to clean sheets because they have so much of the ball, and the team get suffocated. They get pushed into their final third, and when they're in their final third, Pep said this: if you're dealing with things on your final third, that's more space to have to deal with you trying to score on my end. Now, if you happen to have a great transition, ball over the top, or you got that speed, the pace to get down the field and catch us, then we're vulnerable. But the further the ball is for my goal, the better. And I think that's why that's why we do so well. Sam goes, you can get away with being top 3 defenses in the league and still win the title. Yeah. And I think that's where we're at. I think we're around 3rd, 4th. Now, I think we should we go per 90 would be more accurate than per game? I don't know how we would. But when I was looking at us defensively, I was like, you know what? We've been good. We've been good. Yeah, whenever I want to do a score prediction, I see us leaking 1 goal. When it's 2, I'm actually very surprised by. The 4, incredibly surprised by, and I think we've all kind of gotten over that stress. But we just need to improve and make the chances to score on us difficult. No more of this low XG goal scored, right? No more of this first shot on target goal scored. That's where we fix up. As City fans, I think we all know it's always the attack that wins the league. We got to get back there. And I think we will. What's Blue saying? That's one of the seasons they got 14 draws on Prem. Arsenal did get 14 draws. You know what? They got 12 draws in their invincible season. 12 draws in their invincible season. That's a lot of draws. I think they already have, I should pull this up. How many draws do they already have? Let me do this. Check the standings. Table. Arsenal, top of the league, have 3 draws. We have 1. Now we have 4 losses. They have 1 loss, right? If we look at goals for, we've scored 32 goals. They've scored 27. They've only surrendered 7 goals against. We've surrendered 16. Goal differential is 20 for them. Goal differential for us is 16. So obviously we got to fix up. Obviously we have that outlier with regards to what happened versus Fulham. But if we think that we can win this league how we're currently defending, I would say no. I think it'd be very difficult. Can we win this league with how we're currently scoring? I say ding, 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 yes. Now let's ask the question. Can Arsenal win the league the way they're currently scoring? Probably not, but that's because their defense has been so locked down. If they happen to have a spell of not having this lockdown defense, that's probably where they're most vulnerable. That's most likely where they're most vulnerable. All right, let's keep this moving. You guys have been on point. Start that. Let's go.
Vader Games.
guys, we need to have a tough conversation. Let me have some. Let me have a tough conversation. No Rodri is a real possibility. No Rodri is something that I think we should come to terms with for the month of December. I don't have any information. Well, I kind of do, but I don't have anything concrete. Yeah, I kind of. We have to wait and see what gets reported, what gets put out there. But we are most vulnerable in the 6th position, right? We are most vulnerable in that position, similar to when we've had clubs like Liverpool, right? When they had Endo, they were like, they need somebody in there. They need someone to kind of play that role. Even before Gravenberch kind of showed the form that he did, they need someone to secure that. We, for a long time, have been trying to find that cover for Rodri. And yes, we've got Nico G, who we got in January. He's been playing really well, but we only have him because Kova's injured. Don't know when Kova's going to be back. Mateus Nunes is playing right back. And he's not a defensive 6. He's not defensive minded. He's great in transition, and I think that's why Pep was like, I can use this at right back. I can use you, and keeping the width, and you've got good pace, you got a good cross, and you on the ball is nice. So we can make that work. But we're gonna have to go. No Rodri, we have to go in the January transfer window. We have to. And I get it. Talking with Martin Mancunier, there's players that need to go before players can come in. I hate the fact that Calvin Phillips can't put in that role. Can he spray a ball? Yeah. Can he read and keep things ticking? Unfortunately, we haven't been able to see it. We have to, at this point, kind of write him off because he has been called up to do that. Even though we are vulnerable like this, we got no coverage for Nico Gonzalez. John Stones came on as a sub to kind of play that role, but we had nobody. I think we have to go in the January transfer window. We have to do it. What am I saying? Sadly, might be difficult to get a midfielder in Jan. Hope Pep thinks of solutions until Rodri comes back. We're going to need that. We know Pep's going to work on the solution, the Band-Aid fix, the temporary MacGyvering, doing what he needs to. But it's long for Nico. Nico must be like, I don't want to let the team down, but he can't play every game. He can't play all 90 minutes. We can't have moments or spells where we're looking vulnerable like we did versus Fulham. We need to have some solutions. Trevor goes, true unk, Rodri needs to fix up. I'm saying Rodri needs to, don't rush it. Do what you need to do to be available. And when available, no, between you and Nico, maybe Nico gives us 60 minutes every game. Rodri, you got to close out the rest. And then maybe there might be a spell where it's maybe a less important cup run, or maybe Arsenal drop points and we have a little bit of wiggle room to experiment or can afford to possibly do something to drop points. Rodri starts. We're gonna have to get there. Rodri, we're gonna need you. I hear that as well. Some City fans were saying use Nunez in the 8 and Nico O'Reilly in the... Nah. I don't... So then that means we're going to put Ait-Nouri at left back. And that means we're going to put Kosanov at right back. Which are going to be 2 changes defensively for 2 changes in the midfield. Or... And I don't like it. That's just me. I don't like it. We're most likely gonna see Nico G partnered with a Reinders or a Bernardo for the time being. and we're going to sacrifice not having a right wing player. We're gonna makeshift. That's how I see it. But the Rodri situation is tough. Rodri right now, don't expect him to be back soon. At the earliest, possibly the Brentford game might be somewhere to give him a bit of rhythm. But early 2026 is where I think he'll be back. If he's gonna be back early 2026, and if it's like, oh, he's looking good, but I think we should anticipate that he's gonna have some hiccups, right? Because there's the recovery to the knee, but then there's also like other areas of the body, the hamstring, that are gonna be kind of vulnerable. I think we're gonna need to go into the market for what I would say is the Kova future replacement, but the backup that we need now, if that makes any sense. Rodri needs to rest. That's what Rodri needs. He does need rest, but we need coverage for that, because we only have Nico G, and we can't do to Nico G what we did to Rodri. You're asking what Reinder's best position? Reinder's best position, in my opinion, is the 8. He's box to box, maybe more so on the left. Left-hand side, right-hand side, he can float around. But he just needs to be coached up and realize how to spot vulnerable, how to have the same effort running forward as running back when it comes down to tracking and keeping close connection with attacking players. So Reinders, Tijani in the double pivot has to support Nico instead of always thinking attack. I agree. And that's situational, and that's reading the game and knowing when to pop in and show out. I'm okay with that price tag. Clutch, I'm okay with that price tag. The numbers that I hear creeping up to 1 something, yikes. Can't do it. That pressure's too much. Can't do it. That pressure's too much. Yeah, I don't like it. That pressure's going to be way too much. Forest don't want to sell. True, but Forest don't want to sell. But if Forest are on a relegation path, do they say, we're going to get relegated anyways, let's cash out? Is it one of those? I don't know. All right, let me keep this moving. Good looking out in the comments, everyone. All right, move this. Vader games. Arsenal fans, thank you. Cheers for you. Cheers. Thank you. I did not expect that. Now, I'm referring to the Arsenal-Chelsea game, or should I say the Chelsea-Arsenal game, because Chelsea were home. But thank you. Going into the game, I already had Arsenal winning 2-1. I thought the form that they're in, how they were playing, I was like, Arsenal, go do your thing. Win. I expect you to win this game. All right, I'm already chalking up 3 points. We'll have to try to catch up or close the gap at another time. Y'all went and dropped points. Arsenal, you guys went and dropped points. I was surprised if you were going to drop points versus Chelsea's 11 men. You went and dropped points versus Chelsea's 10 men? Oh, wow. Now, this is why this league is so beautiful. This is why this league can't be, oh, it's done. Arsenal are winning it. Oh, it's done. City don't look good. They're not going to look good. Oh, it's done. Chelsea doing what they did in the UCL. They're going to be on the race and running. They're going to be there. Liverpool, look at what they did transfer-wise. Look at the quality. Isak, Verts, they're going to be in the mix. We don't know. This is the beauty about the sport. I think third in the standings right now is Aston Villa. We've got so much going on in this game, and it is unpredictable. Yes, there's probabilities. But what a freaking result. Arsenal surrender a goal. The best defense in the Prem. The best defense in the UCL as well, right? They don't concede goals, and they're playing against high quality in the UCL, so we know that they can deal with it. They surrendered a goal to a 10-man Chelsea. I was like, whoa, okay. They then go on and have to not, or had to fight, and they got the equalizer. But for this Arsenal that we've been pointing out and being like, hey, this league isn't over. It's going to be a fight, right? It's going to be a challenge. You guys aren't, I know you self-appointed title holders. And again, this is your title to lose. I'm going to save the agenda talk for CIA. But I got to point out, this Arsenal aren't that good. And aren't that good all the time. Teams slip up. Teams have problems. It's whether we can take advantage of it. For us to win this league is going to require Arsenal to fumble the bag. For us to win this league is for Arsenal to just implode. They have the best squad. They're the most hungriest of all the clubs. We can't argue that. They've been starving. They've been without for a really long time. They're the most motivated. Them dropping points, not being able to score a second or third, or for them for not to be able to score a winning goal versus 10-man Chelsea. Thank you, Arsenal. The Prem. This is brilliant. This is why we love this. This is why we love this league. This is why we love this league. And the Arsenal fans make it absolutely great motivation for us to cheer on and support our club to get into the mix, because the way Arsenal fans talk clearly shows that they are starving, that they are trying to make the most of this season, like they have every season, to be honest with you, right? When they led the league for 93% of the season, they were talking crazy like they had already won it. And that didn't change anything, because the next season they did the exact same thing. We had to get to the finish line before them, beating them by 2 points, but they did the exact same thing. What did they do last year? They did the exact same thing until it was really out of it. And then they were talking reckless, like City are out, never going to challenge again. City are last year's news. It's going to be a run with them and Liverpool moving forward. I happen to think that everyone should just get a reset and understand winning a Prem is not done in November, and now in this case December. Let's see how this spell of games, December spell of games goes. I'm concerned for City. I'm concerned that we're not going to be able to keep pace, because we're going to be so reliant on, and again, everyone wants to say on Haaland. It's not on Haaland. We're going to be so reliant on Nico G and that position in particular. I don't know how we do it. And we've got such a tight 11, 12, maybe 13 players. I don't know if we're going to have the proper rotation, do what we want to do. Let me catch up with these comments. Let me see. Oh, going back to the recruitment. Darsh goes, let's be real. The recruitment team and board haven't provided the athleticism and running power in the midfield. True, I think they have been looking for it. They just didn't deliver on it. And now the team are suffering. I agree. Can that be fixed? Absolutely. We're going to need Anderson. We're going to need Anderson and a few others. Going back to now Arsenal talk. Arsenal fans are just as deluded as Chelsea fans now, proven. It's true. But I think it's a London thing. I think it's a turf war thing. I think it's a bravado that they got to do because they're in so close proximity. They got to be like, I'm up on you. I'm better than you. I think it's one of those. But we know that this fight is happening in March, April. It's late. This is late winners. Bradford rotated as well. That's true. That is true. Arsenal draw at Stamford Bridge did open space in the table. It did. It opened space in the table. It allowed for some questions to be asked. It allowed to kind of put in what I like inception, some doubt, some questions, right? Nothing is final. Nothing's firmed up. Arsenal, if it was 11 men, different conversation. I'm going to move on. But I'm holding on to this one because it was versus 10-man Chelsea. 10-man Chelsea. Oh, I love the excuses. You know what? Clutch, let me speak real quick. Clutch, I don't know if you've noticed this. and this is why I love this space. I do, honestly, as much as it's kind of like the battles are constant. I do like the battles because for me, and I use this with regards to Professor Hamza. Professor Hamza is, and shout out, listen, like Trevor said, I'm an unk. I got the platinums, right? I've been around. If you haven't, check out the very first Rambo, classic. The very first Rambo, classic. All right, go. That's Professor Hamza. That's many City fans on these panel shows. Nobody likes us. Nobody wants City to win. Nobody wants a comeback story of Manchester City. If you listen closely, everybody is. I'd like Arsenal to win it. It'd be nice for Arsenal to win it. I don't want City to win it. I don't want Liverpool to win it. I don't want Chelsea to win it. There's so much coddling. There's so much coddling for Arsenal. I am going to say this for a second time because you can see where the agendas are. You can see where the conversations go. Before the season even kicked off, because I was reminded of this last year, right? Before a ball was even kicked, everybody said, no one counted Liverpool in it. Nobody counted Liverpool in it because of what they did in the transfer window or because of they getting a new manager. All right. Fast forward. I'm talking now. No one counted City in it. No one. We finished third to Liverpool and Arsenal, right? It was talked about it's going to be Arsenal and Liverpool making a run. City have fallen off. They've gotten old. Their recruitment was poor. They don't have the same quality of players that Pep needs to win. All that was discussed. All that was said. Now, the coddling of Arsenal is Arsenal got a point at Stamford Bridge. Arsenal are going to be winning it or doing this when they don't have the best manager in Pep. No, none of you guys were talking about Arsenal winning it or not winning it because they don't have the best manager. Y'all was saying they got Arteta, they got the best squad. There's so much coddling after the result, after Chelsea. The agendas are clear. The enemies of Manchester City are clear. They're clear as day. I know who they are. You'll see my energy different on certain shows that I happen to be on. Sorry, I went on a little bit of a rant. My bad. The copium for Arsenal as well. Their fans are unbearable, packed with copium. Always moving the goalposts, always readjusting what was said before a game, then after a game. Actually, speaking of the copium, you know what I do like? Shout out to my man Judge Mo. Shout out to Judge Mo. I enjoy the Judge Mo and Faz combination right now. I don't know if you guys have been seeing on his show or some of the channels, but the Judge Mo Faz combo, with regards to how they're moving with regards to this season and the Arsenal coddling, on point. I'm just saying this season, Arsenal don't lose it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. How you not relying on Haaland when City are outscoring teams? Wait, what? How you not relying on Haaland when City are outscoring teams? Thank you. We're not relying on Haaland. Haaland scoring, great. Can we win without Haaland scoring? Yes, because again, Haaland and the footballer that he is, the complete footballer that he is making that difference. Shout out. I see you. Okay, good looking out. The thing is, we need balanced play, and Haaland is providing balanced play, not just a goal threat. He's not just a goal threat, but him being a goal threat does create opportunities for others. Sam in the building. Judge Mo loves Arsenal and their boring football, but hated it when City played like that. Sam, you see it. You don't need glasses. I don't know whether you have glasses or not, but you don't need it. You see exactly. You see exactly. That combo, that combo, Faz and Judge Mo, it's great. It's great. I ain't got anything nice to say on Judge Mo for now. I'll keep it Nah, we keep it peace. Listen, Judge Mo doing his thing. Again, he, when claiming to be unbiased, is biased because he's looking at it from a content standpoint, right? So he's motivated for what's going to be the better story. So in his case, a better story is for it to be something new, something different, right? And in this case, it's going to be something rare. 20 years, right? 20 years since Arsenal have won, and that is a spike. That's something that hasn't been seen. So I get it. I get the business. I get the business angle. Remember, Vader, what we did to those teams, of course, they won't like. And I'm prepared for it. I'm ready for it. I'm built for it. We were never liked. We were never wanted at the table. Never. We never played like Arsenal. We didn't need to use that anti-football set piece to win. You know what's crazy? When we want to talk about I was talking about the combo and the coddling or the positioning things. And I know I'm gonna link up with Judge Mo. Oh, I hit the microphone. I'm gonna link up with Judge Mo soon in some degree. But I heard something like the result. I don't know if it was him. I don't know who said it. But I heard something with regards to the result of versus Fulham. We were trying to play low block like Arteta's Arsenal. No, we are not. We're not trying to play a low block like like Arsenal. Not even close. Now, are the players looking to defend? I think one of the goals was after a set piece deflection, and using that as, you're playing in a low block, you're not closing out like you need to be, like it's all over the place. But agendas got to be attempted. But we crush them over here at Bitter Games TV. I'm starting these comments. I'm gonna come to it and answer those in the Q&A. Let's keep this moving. I do have to stay on point with regards to the day. Good looking out, everybody in the chat. Hit that like button. Vader games. Okay, I'm being a little shameless right now. Because I did plan this show. I did look at my topics that I want to discuss after the midweek games, or I should say after my midweek game, but more importantly the weekend games. I got to keep track. We got to keep an eye, right? We got to keep an eye on what's happening over at Chelsea, Arsenal, United for now, Spurs, Liverpool. And with regards to Liverpool, they did a madness in the transfer window. They are having such a fight right now between the fan base. Should Slot out? Should Slot stay here? Should Slot go? Right? They're having all that kind of conversation happening. When you look at what this manager is trying to do, because he's trying to stop the bleeding. Apologies while I do this real quick, but the manager is trying to stop the bleeding and stop this crumble of a season, this disaster of a season. Mind you, they're not even too far. I believe they're only 4. How many points are they off? So Liverpool have 22 points, and they're only 2 points off fourth, right? As disastrous as a season as they're having, they're only 2 points off fourth. But I say that because this manager trying to fix things. I'm trying to do something real quick to do a share. But this manager trying to fix things had to decide on what is the best balance, what is the best change that I can make to get a result from my team and for my team. And guess what he did? And I gotta rate it. I gotta rate my guy Don Hussam, the best fanboy for Mo Salah, but he had to. He decided to. I shouldn't say he had to. He decided to drop Mo Salah. He decided to drop him. So Salah was dropped versus the West Ham game. Wait, is that correct? Hold on. Let me make sure I got my track. So yeah, Mo was dropped for the Salah game, and they won. They won 2-0, right? Controlled experiment, taking Salah out. Was that really the reason for the result? Okay. But the manager attempted to find a change or maybe execute some balance and chose to take off Salah. Now, I asked the question, why do you think Mo got subbed off? I didn't get an answer. I didn't get an answer to why the manager may have thought to take Salah off, right? I didn't get an answer to that. But then when we look at the Sunderland game, and I think this manager is trying to find balance. I think this manager is trying to stop the bleeding. And he's trying to see who can execute what he's asking for, whether it's defense, whether it's in attack, whether it's in possession, whether it's staying in connectivity with regards to movement on the pitch, whether it's work rate. I don't know. I don't know Liverpool like that. I'm just asking the question. But for 2 games in a row, he drops Mo, right? Now, my question is, why might he be dropping Mo? Is it because Mo's in poor form? Is it because Mo isn't doing what's asked of him with regards to the entire ask of the game, attack and defend, right? Because I don't think you can have more than one player not put in their shift in terms of work rate up and down the pitch, right? If Isak is going to be the focal point, Salah can't also be the focal point and not being asked to track back or to apply some pressing pressure. So 2 games in a row, Salah's been dropped. Is that for balance? Is my question. Liverpool winning balance right now or change in form from losses, because now it's a win and a draw. One might say they should have lost versus Sunderland, but hey. But it's a win and a draw with a drop of Salah. Didn't mean to make that rhyme, but I did that time. I'm on point. I think, that was silly. I think that Mo is going to be needed and shouldn't be written off for the season. I'm not doing all that. But what I am asking is, okay, you know the qualities that Mo has as he is footballing wise. What would that require for the other 10 players to do, or other 9 outfield players to do, is all I want to ask. Let me try to catch up with the comments real quick. Okay, you know what? And this portion, let me move this, because not only with regards to this topic, but I'll deal with the Q&A so I can be on point with you guys, because I do have to keep track with the timing. Vader games. All right. Listen, MQ in the building goes, big up Vader. I see you on Husam's channel. I'm a Liverpool fan, but since my team is washed right now, I'm looking to you to stop Arsenal. I respect it. Listen, I say this all the time. I'm like Denzel Washington in terms of Equalizer. I don't initiate any violence. I don't initiate any problems, but I will defend myself when required. When I'm on Husam's channel, I really do the same thing. I'm obviously a City fan, so we're going to be on opposite sides with regards to our ambition and wants for our club. But if it can't be one of us, right? Or sorry, if it can't be us, then is this Liverpool? Is it City pool? Is it now Liverpool go and do it? Am I going to say that I was upset with you guys winning last season versus Liverpool? I wasn't. But that's because it was a nice story. New manager trying to, close the chapter after what Klopp wasn't able to do. I wasn't upset with it. Right? Would you say City are canceling too many goals, hence why you rely on Haaland? We're conceding too many goals. We are conceding too many as of late. I'd really liked our form going into international break, but I think we aren't clinical enough with the other players. Let's be real. Neil, let's be real. Reinders, Foden, Shirky to a certain degree have had really good attempts on goal. O'Reilly is another one. O'Reilly has had really good attempts on goal and has fluffed it, has messed it up, right? So I think we're creating enough for others to score and to get into positions to just pull the trigger, get your feet sorted, take the shot. We just haven't. But we also, at the same point, Neil, I gotta focus and get that ball to Haaland as best as I can, as often as I can. He's too damn good. He's too damn good. MQ, need to clog the leaky back line for sure. I think now, I'm saying this. I think if we're looking to get a all and out quality certified player, it's right back. If we're going to go out and get that specialist, get that, this is what your role is, we know what it is, I think it's right back. I think our defensive line is actually pretty good. Now, the depth we need to kind of improve, because I think John Stones is on the latter stage. Ake is on the latter stage. Inter now has our Akanji. Our depth needs to fix up now. We do have Reese. That's potential to come back, right? We'll see where we kind of get there. Kosnov, I'd prefer him center back option. We need to go out in the market and get a right back. I think that's how we fix things up. Nah, it's the midfield that needs to do better, not the defense. Two things. I think let's get that proper body as well as the midfield. Fraud Mo. Nah, we don't need to do we don't need to do that. Judge Mo is Judge Mo. Manifest Arsenal to win the title because he thinks City are so dominant and get bored, should see other clubs clinch the title. Listen, guys, once you know he's thinking of it from a business standpoint, from a channel standpoint, you don't get upset. You don't get upset. You see that the point of view isn't it's not from a footballing stance, right? Like, he's in a certain degree, he's like a fan of the sport. He wants to see something different. If we go to his league, if any of us said, I don't want to see Inter win, I'd rather see AC Milan win. Oh, it's nice to see Napoli in the mix. He'd be like, he wouldn't want that, right? In his league, he wouldn't want that. Actually, where is Inter in Syria? Where are they? Let me take a quick look on the app. I don't know why I emphasized app like that. In the table right now, AC Milan are leading the league, 28 points. Napoli, 28 points. Inter, 27. Roma, 27. All right. Yeah, but it's the same thing. Like, he wants something different. Same way many of us were probably when Juventus was winning it year after year after year. Probably the same thing for Bayern Munich. Want something different. Yo, Vert's first goal in a month for Pool got snatched as an own goal. Rightfully so. It was way off target. Was not deserving to be a goal. Look at how they took away Doku's goal, which was a lot more on target than what Vert's was. Now, he's still double 13? 013, right? 013. Civil war at the Merseyside all day. Love to see it. 100% slot out for me. Okay. I hear it. He's got a lot to prove to kind of win people back, but I don't think he'll have the chance to. Now, I think Pool fans say the performance and tactics haven't improved, so they won't get results consistently. I hear it. If I was a Pool fan, I would question the board heavy. Terrible squad planning. Sam, you would do that now after the fact, but you know what? No Liverpool fan, this is our little portion of Q&A, and I know the time's up, but no Liverpool fan was questioning the board. Not one. They were not questioning the board after that transfer window. And this is why Slot has no excuse. It's got no excuse. And this is why many Liverpool fans are embarrassed with where they're at. I know they're only 2 points off fourth, but they were expected to be leading this league easily with all the weapons they have. Liverpool always had hard working front three. That is very true. That is very true. And a DM who helped balance. Look at Henderson and the work rate that he had. I know he wasn't a DM, but he would put in the shift. Fabinho was quality. Balanced team. Also, people forget Trent helped create. Trent's a problem. I never killed it on Trent for his ball distribution, for his attack-minded in possession. I did kill it on him as a right back. Defensively, I was like, nah, him defending was poor, but he's a cheat code in attack, 100%. He bypasses over the top. He bypasses diagonally. He bypasses through the channels. Imagine this would never happen because it would be unfair to the football world. But if there was a Trent and KDB on the same team, I think we're looking at 150 goals a season. I think we're looking at a striker that shatters. We're looking at a front three that, like, all of them would have nearly 20 goals. Like, it would be sick. No Trent and Carvalho at Madrid At the Madrid game, hoping for Doku masterclass. I'm not, should I be thinking about that yet? I'm not thinking about that yet. We got the weekend. Okay, we got the weekend. I ain't thinking about that, but good looking out. That's good information. I'm with you on this one. I also think Pep needs to involve Marmoush, which he will, and I think we'll see a lot more of Marmoush post AFCON. I think there's a little bit of player management, knowing how important AFCON is for Marmoush. It'll be peak when, wow. Oh my gosh, crazy. I said the same for pool board in the summer. Football always on the pitch, not in the transfer window. It is one. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Now, I got to say this. This is Vader Games. This is why always me. I did the show a little different. I hope y'all enjoyed it with regards to what I used to do outro I did on the intro. I'm going to clean things up. I want to have updated post shows with regards to some of my thumbnails. Again, in the mix. I appreciate you guys putting in this time. I appreciate you guys being in the comments and having this convo. Also, I'm seeing some regulars. I'm seeing some new faces. I'm seeing, with regards to the subs, improving as well. All absolutely love. All love. We've got a huge game this weekend. I didn't want to talk about anything preview-wise. Maybe I'll do a bonus show tomorrow if time allows me. So please subscribe. Put the notification button, that bell on, know when I'm live. You can be in the comments. You can be a part of the show. I think I need to discuss this weekend and what happens. But why always me? A show I got to do every week. This is episode 127. Thank you, Arsenal and Chelsea, the drop points, the share drop points. Thank you. Chelsea, thank you again for dropping points versus Leeds. Leeds wasn't as easy as some may think. Like that comeback they did versus us. Hey, you see why they did. The quality over there. Haaland, 100 goals in 111 games. Phenomenal. Incredible. And City's next gen of winners were developing. Foden, Shirky, O'Reilly, Doku, Reinders. The future, if I didn't mention it, we got Marmoush and obviously Haaland. I think we need to continue to mention Haaland because he's just as young. He's 25 years old. The next gen of winners, we're building them. Not even I can't even exclude Donnarumma, right? Donnarumma's, I think, only 25. Young. The next gen, we're building it. The future is bright for Manchester City. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Catch me on the next show. And you know what I like to do? I've been messing around with a different type of exit. But what I like to do is, I'm Vader Games. Catch you on the next one. I'm out.